So Bishop Nicholas was the puppet master behind this whole ordeal.
I just can't believe it's true. He was always such a devoted proponent of God's teachings.
But the facts are the facts, and this is no time to wallow in disillusionment. Not only has Eleanor been taken, but that earthquake's brought us new monsters, the likes of which we've never seen. Galbalan's resurrection is indeed nigh. The warning signs are all here. Redmont cannot survive much more of this.
Dear Lord, hear my prayer.
Let's not bother God just yet. Man's time is far from over.
Bearheart? What in the world are you doing here?
It's been a long time, Mayor. I spoke with McGuire at the inn. He filled me in on the situation, more or less. Thought I might lend my strength to the town's defenses.
That would be most appreciated. With you here, we'll be able to stand our ground for as long as it takes. Is there anything you need for the job?
Just for every able-bodied man to join the fray. And Father Pierre, I'd like for you to gather the women and children and make sure they're safe in the church.
Understood. I'll get right on it.
Now then, Adol. If you're to set off for Genos Island, there's that dock north of the town entrance, along the road to the castle.
Wait, are you...
You and Doki came here on a small boat, correct? The island's not far offshore. You can see it from the dock and should be able to reach it easily.
Now, wait just 1 second. Eleanor may have been kidnapped, but you can't seriously be thinking of asking Adol to...
Mayor, this young man has been guided down the path of Genos himself. Ultimately, it is his choice whether or not to go. But you know as well as I do which option he'll take. We mustn't hold him back. All we can do is give him our support. Time is precious. I'll start bolstering the town's defenses. Oh, and Adol, Chester's in the room next door. He awoke shortly after I arrived here. I believe he has something he'd like to say to you. Before you go, you may wish to pay him a visit.
I must confess, I've made a terrible mistake. I involved innocent people in my quest for vengeance. I played right into the bishop's schemes. And as a result, I helped bring about the resurrection of Galbalan. I'm not worthy to carry this sword. Please, take it. It's been handed down through generations upon generations of Genos' descendants. With it, you should be able to face the bishop on even footing. Please, save my sister. Save Elena.
Chester lapsed into a deep sleep. It almost feels like we've been herded here, rounded up like animals marked for slaughter. If push comes to shove, though, I will fight back. I'm fully prepared to take up arms and battle for home and family. I'm no warrior, but it's the only real choice I have. The alternative is to lie down and accept my fate, and I will not. I keep thinking of all the times I meant to ask Chester for sword training. How strangely ironic that would have been. The town is abuzz with tales of your daring do. I wish I had half your skill. There's not much I can do to help you, but I would like you to have this. It's not a lot, but it's all I have. And in this time of need, every little bit counts, no? You're an inspiration to us all, Adol Kristen. You're like an angel sent down from on high.
Supposedly, there's a way of working on Ravel without damaging it or diluting its energy. Perfect quality smithing. If only I knew the secret, I'm confident I could pull it off and make you the shield of your dreams. Thing is, there are two big obstacles standing in my way. First off, I need more Ravel ore than the miners bring back in a month. And that's a month when the quarry's open. Plus, like I said, when you pound Ravel, you damage it. It's a soft mineral by nature, so there ain't no way around it. I learned the craft from my grandfather, though, and he learned it from the masters on Genos Island. And from all the stories he used to tell, I bet the miracle workers over there knew how to do it. What do you got for me? This the one? Good to go. Come again.
Welcome. That's the one you want? Thank you. Don't be a stranger.
Yo, you're late. Don't give me that look. I'm not hurt that bad, and this is no time to be lying around in bed. Elena's been snatched away, right? I heard about it back in town.
Adol filled Dogi in on all the details.
Yep, that's pretty much what I figured. And I guess you were planning on going to the island all by your lonesome, right? Man, you need to learn to speak up sometimes. Just who do you think you're dealing with here? First off, the waters are choppy today. Unless you're used to it like I am, you'd never even make it to the island. So, I'm going with you, and that's that. Best make sure you got everything you need before we set off, though. I get the feeling that what we're about to face won't go down easy with the usual weapons and armor. Ready to ship off to Genos Island? All right, let's go save Elena! So, this is where Chester and Elena were born, huh? It's quiet. Too quiet. And I don't like it one bit. Let's just get going before something horrible happens. Oh, crying out loud. Adol, I'm sorry. I won't be able to help you save Elena. Don't worry about me. You go save her, and I'll... Oh, now I go.
Dogi fell unconscious from his wounds.
I knew you'd come. At the castle, it was made perfectly clear that you have no hope of defeating us. And yet here you are. Be it gallant or foolish, you risk it all to save Elena. But I cannot let you pass.
My life or yours. The battle ends for one of us, now. Yes! Spin! Slice! Spin! Dance! Slice! Spin! Dance! Slice! Slice! Fly! Disperse! Slice. Tense. Slice. Take that. Fly. Slice. Tense. Disperse. Slice. Fly. Tense. Galbalan!
Adol, you've gotten really strong. Once, he saved my life. He saved my soul. His words, the sight of him, was all I ever had to live for. But then he went to the Ilburn's ruins, and he came back, changed. Even so, I still had faith in him. And then he and I became of one body. 12 years ago, we attacked the people of this island. Maybe this is punishment for my sins, for my blind devotion. Thank you, Adol, for saving my soul. Please, help her save Elena.
Hey, can I see that hammer for a sec?
Adol handed the Lotus Hammer to Adonis.
Oh man, I can feel it. This baby's just packed with power. Where the hell did you find something like this? Genos Island? Huh. Guess there's some truth to the rumors about that place after all. Using this hammer's energy, I can easily temper Ravel ore without damaging it. And you have no idea how big that is. I could probably make you a hell of a shield with it, if I had the materials. But that's just it. I'd need a lot of Ravel ore. Probably somewhere around 1,000 rocks. Wait, you already have 1,000 hunks of Ravel ore? Seriously? Well, damn, color me impressed. How'd you manage to get so much? And where were you keeping it? Either way, I can get started right now, if you want. No time like the present, and I'm itching to try out that hammer. This might take a bit, so you'll probably be waiting for a while. It'll be worth it, though. Trust me. It's done! Sorry it took so long. Here you go. Try it out. See what you think. So, what's the verdict? I'm not one to toot my own horn, but I think I did a damn good job with this piece. Might have even outdone myself. I'd probably even go so far as to say it's the best piece of work I've ever produced. Just make sure you put it to good use, okay? What do you got for me? Come again. I've been expecting you, Adol. I suppose your presence here means that Sister Nell is no longer with us. How disappointing. I gave her one measly task to perform, but even that proved too much for her. Oh well. I'd grown somewhat fond of her, and I suppose that was my undoing. It blinded me to her utter worthlessness. Her faith was not strong enough, and in the end, only those who truly believe in the new God shall remain. But I am all he shall ever need. My body and soul I give to him in the ritual grounds at Ilburns. I feel a stirring. God awakens. On the coming of the dawn, humanity's pitiable, mewling existence will come to an end. And by God's true power, this world shall be remade into a paradise! Now, you shall bow down before his divine might! I can feel it! I can feel the power of the true God! The key has already been set. No one can stop the revival of God. He is immortal.
What are you doing here? No, please, you have to get out of here. The bishop said I was the key. He said the life force of Genos' descendant could be used to awaken Galbalan from his sleep. It's too late for me, so please, run. Get away while you still can.
Adol, please! Run! Hurry!
Genos! I will never forget that sword, or the white wings of its bearer. I loathed their radiance, the power they held over me. And I loathe those of dark will, who think to summon me for their own gain. I shall reclaim the Black Ark and regain my true powers. All will be reduced to rubble, and my name shall inspire fear and dread anew.
Like hell it will!
Chester! Why are you here?
Let me be a good brother. Just this once. Adol Christian! Use Genos' sword to defeat him! If you do, the statues will seal away his power again!
I am the Alpha and the Omega! Humans are such fragile creatures. You shall know my power well. In the wind. shall be as ash in the wind.
it's already started to revive. I guess Genos' sword alone won't be enough.
Chester.
Over here, both of you.
I think he has some kind of plan. Come on, Adol.
Hurry. Step onto the platform. All right. Now, give me the sword and the statues.
Adol handed the brave sword and all 4 statues to Chester.
All right. Now.
Chester, what in the world are you planning?
Elena? This is goodbye. Please, take care of yourself. Okay?
What? What are you saying?
Our ancestors left behind a means of destroying the entire island. It can focus the power of the statues to a breaking point, creating a massive explosion. Given how badly wounded Galbalan is, it's certain to destroy him for good.
Wait! So you're going to use that to blow up the island? Clearly, there's something else you're not telling me.
Elena, I'm staying here. I need to use Genos' sword to activate the device.
Wait, Chester! You can't be serious. If you do that, you'll be... No! You can't! You mustn't! There has to be some other way. Why? Why should you have to die for this?
I can never make amends for the atrocities I've committed. Perhaps this way, I can face our ancestors without feeling ashamed of the man I've become. Please, Elena, try to understand.
No! I don't understand! How can you possibly suggest something like this? If you go on living, you'll find a way to redeem yourself. I know you will. You have to know that our parents would never approve of this. So please, don't leave me alone again. You can't, Chester, you can't do this.
Elena! Forgive me.
Ugh.
Elena, you have to live. For me. Adol, please take care of her. And tell Dogi I'm sorry. Now, Genos' mission, and the creature that's plagued this land for such a long time, will all be put to an end. Vile fiend. I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but you're too late.
Damn it. We can't hold out much longer. Chester, is this your doing?
Chester.
Dumbass. Hey, Adol. I don't think you'll get her to come out. It's understandable, though. She lost Chester for real this time. She's probably in a lot of pain right now. Oh, don't look so dejected. You'll see her again someday, and she'll be fine. Come on, let's go, okay? We need to say our goodbyes to everyone before shipping off. Still early in the day, though, so we might have to make it quick. I imagine they'll all be pretty busy.
So, you're leaving us already, are you, Adol? I've been doing a lot of thinking, and you know what I've concluded? Chester gave his life to save all of Felghana. I'm convinced that that was his goal from the very start. So rather than grieving for his death, I choose to celebrate what he accomplished in life. He will be remembered.
Mayor.
I think the best thing we can do right now is focus on getting everyone to work together to build a better Felghana. That's how I'll repay my debt to Chester. In any case, Adol, you must come back to see us again. And I promise, by the time you do, I'll have turned Redmont into a world-class metropolitan utopia.
Good morning. Beautiful weather today, isn't it? Absolutely stunning. Perfect for setting out on a long journey. There's been a lot of damage done, but that sure doesn't seem to be ruining anyone's day. I think it's because we proved that no matter how bad things get, we'll all stick together and see them through.
That's true, but what are you guys gonna do about the quarry? Until it's cleaned up, it sure ain't gonna produce much.
Oh, don't worry, we'll be fine. We just have to take it one step at a time, and before you know it, it'll be done. After all, the people of Redmont are resilient. It'll take more than this to keep us down, am I right? You know it as well as I do, Doggy.
Damn straight.
So, Adol, you're leaving then?
Hey now, what's with that look? I know you're having a tough time dealing with what Sister Nell did. But look at it this way. Maybe she thought she was doing what she had to. She was just misguided.
Yes. You may be right. I remember when I first came here. She taught me everything I needed to know. Patient and understanding all the way. She never had an unkind word to say about anyone. Hard to believe that same person committed such atrocities at the bishop's behest. But I feel there was more to her than that. I think deep down, she really was the wonderful human being we all knew.
Yeah, I think you're right. To be honest, I never knew Bishop Nicholas very well. But Sister Nell was always one of the nicest people I'd ever met. She treated me like a little brother. I don't buy for a second that it was all just an act.
Indeed. She and Chester sinned gravely. But they were not evil. They were only human. And humans make mistakes. It is man's great contradiction. We can be so strong, yet so weak at the same exact moment.
I haven't seen Elena in several days. I know just how she feels, though. I was the same way when, well, you know.
No need to worry. She's got an iron will. Not even the worst pain in the world can break somebody like her. She'll bounce back for sure. All she needs right now is time, and then she'll be good as new.
Yes, I think you're right. But still, the sooner the better. I hate to see a sweet, lovely young lady like her in such agony.
So, Adol, you're leaving us then? We are all greatly in your debt. Thank you for everything you've done.
What about you, Master? What are you gonna do now? Planning to go back to your cabin up in the mountains?
No. Now that Count Beguire has reformed, I see no further need to live the life of a hermit. With the monsters gone, I'm left adrift in this world. A man without a purpose.
Oh, come now, Master. You're no such thing.
No, I am. My job here is done. All I'm qualified for is mercenary work, and that's out of the question. Honestly, I think I'm just going to relax now. Relax and mourn the loss of a dear pupil, of course. I see it as retirement. Living out the rest of my days here, helping to rebuild. I actually look forward to it.
Hi, Adol. Isn't it a bit early to be setting off? Are you sure we can't convince you to stay a little longer?
Come on now. You're gonna make him feel guilty about leaving.
Well, he'll be missed. I'll be lonely around here without him for sure. I know. Maybe you can stay here, and Dogi can go off on some grand adventure in your place.
Oh, ma'ams. Why you gotta bust my walls like that?
I'm just teasing. Adol, I sincerely hope I have a chance to see you again. You'll always be welcome in Redmont. And if you do come back, I'll make you one hell of a feast to celebrate.
Good morning, Adol. Awfully early start today. You going somewhere? Oh, so you're leaving. It's probably bad form to be asking you this now, but have you considered staying here with us? Everyone in town already thinks of you as one of their own. I'm sure they'd all be thrilled.
You're wasting your breath, old man. He wouldn't know what to do with himself if there were no more grand adventures in his life. The thrill of new lands is what keeps him going.
Yes, I believe I understand. I think we've just grown attached to you, Adol, but you needn't mind us. Absence makes the heart grow fonder, after all. Take care in your travels, and be sure you come visit.
Well, Adol, I guess this is goodbye. If I go with you all the way to the dock, I know I won't be able to keep myself from getting on that boat. But like I mentioned yesterday, I think I really need to stay here and help rebuild. The monsters are gone, but the quarry's still in bad shape, and there's a lot of damage to repair. Don't think we should leave Valestein Castle in its current state either. So I'm gonna stay here for a bit, and help my homeland get back on its feet. I think that's what Chester would have wanted too. You, though, you need to continue your journey, and give everyone something to dream about. No need for the puppy dog eyes, man. If you stay in one place long enough, you know I'll catch up to you. We'll meet again, partner. I promise you that.
Adol was reassured and bid Dogi a fond, albeit temporary, farewell.
You were right, Chester. I have to be brave.
Helena?
Dogi, where's Adol?
You just missed him. He was headed toward the pier, so you might catch up with him if you run.
Okay,
Hey, watch your step along the way if you're planning to chase after him. The monsters may be gone, but that doesn't mean there aren't still cliffs and jagged rocks and stuff.
I will. Thank you, Dogi!
Go for it, Elena.
Adol, wait! Thank goodness, I caught you. Adol, I'm sorry I didn't come out to see you earlier. I owe you so much. The very least I can do is see you off. I just didn't know what to say to you. I'm so confused. But I knew that I'd always regret it if I let you leave without saying goodbye. So I had to see you. I just want to say thank you so much for everything. Because of you, I believe that Chester's finally at peace. And in the end, he saved everyone. All of Felghana. He told me I have to go on living, and I will. I believe he had no regrets. Thinking about him still hurts. But I believe that everything he did, misguided though it may have been, was to protect me, and all the other people he loved here. That's why I have to be strong. I have to stand on my own. So I can protect the people and the home I love, just like he did. And I swear that I will, right here on this spot, I pledge my oath to him. There's so much more I wanted to say to you. But I'll have another opportunity to say it, eventually. You'll be back. I just know you will. And once I fulfilled my oath, I hope to see you again and tell you all about it.
Adol nodded firmly.
I'll be looking forward to that day. Goodbye, Adol. I'm really glad I met you.